everybody, and welcome into today's episode of the Top Cut Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast. My name is Sunny. I'm your host here with my co-host Caleb. What's up?
Yo!
And before we get too far in, we do want to take a quick moment to thank, of course, all of our patrons. So, a huge thank you to Austin Johnson, Kane Martin, Master of Isa, Mr. Herbie, Scuzz Daddy, Witchcrafter Main 2022, AD, Aaron Gardner, Anthony Leela, Damian Zink, Dank Nugs, Dino DNA, Mountain Man, Myth Oceanus, Owen Alvarado, Pig, Rudolph, Sneaky Links, Jeremy Drysdale, Ray Powell, and Sunny Sweet. Thank you all so much for your support of the podcast. And we do want to remind everybody, please, if you haven't already, be sure to follow us on Twitter at Top Cut Podcast. Join our Discord. The link is in the description down below. In the link tree, you can find it. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, be sure to subscribe and give us a review. If you're listening on Spotify, be sure to follow. And if you're listening on YouTube, please be sure to go ahead, like, and subscribe. We are trying to get our YouTube numbers up a little bit, so we would appreciate it if you would do that. And lastly, if you're shopping for something on TCG Player and you want to support the podcast at no extra cost to you, all you have to do is click in the TCG Player link down below, and you can just click the link, shop for whatever cards you want to shop for, and we will automatically get a small kickback. So if you want to help out just buying cards, no extra cost to you, use the TCG Player affiliate link in the description down below. Now, with all of that said, done, and out of the way, let's talk a little bit about what we've got going on today. So we actually don't have a lot happening today.
Yeah. We just had a new set release, pre-release last night, so. Last night, yesterday.
Yeah, we went to the Battles of Chaos sneak peek yesterday. For those of you that don't know, Battles of Chaos is the set that releases this coming week. And, you know, I'm just going to be honest, I don't think it's the most meta impactful set in the world. But
we'll get into specifics later.
Right. For now, let's go ahead and do a tournament report. So we can go round by round and kind of talk about what happened. How'd your round one go?
Well, my round one was up against Despia. So I decided I was going to play PK due to me being able to actually, thanks to some help from you and another good friend of ours, Austin, I was able to get the deck built and ready to go in 3 days. Oh boy. So game one was, like I said, against Despia. I won the die roll, made my full board. Everything was great, right?
Until it wasn't.
So he went draw phase, standby. I was like, yeah, effective DPE. Chain Super Poly.
Oh, rough.
Oh no. So yeah, and then wasn't able to actually get my Scythe Lock going. And then he opened Super Poly Albaz.
Yeah.
One of the ultimate board breaking 2 combo cards
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, there's really not much you can do, and I just couldn't make the comeback at that point. He had way too much advantage.
Right.
Because he also had the Despia Tragedy to discard off of Super Poly.
Right.
Which netted him a search, banish, search again, and it off to the races.
Gotcha.
Game 2, I again went first. He had enough hand traps to stop me.
Yeah.
Which happens, and I didn't have enough extenders to just extend through it.
Yeah.
And then however, by that point, he'd used so much of his own resources. He made, I forgot the name of it. It's the one that burns you every single time you activate a card.
Yeah.
Made that, and I went, oh no, it's big.
Yeah.
Thing is, I don't care it's big. The issue is how many card effects I have to activate
to get over it.
To get to a position where I can just pop it.
Yeah.
So I went from 8K, let's see, down to 2,600.
Sheesh.
From all, continuously activating stuff, trying to get to a point, and then he also had more.
Wait, that math does not work out.
Because it was, let's see.
You went from 8K to 26?
2,600, yeah.
Oh, no, the math does work out. It's
Yeah.
9 effects. I'm sorry.
It was 874, 68, 62, 56, 5,000, 44, 38, 32, 26.
Yeah, okay. I did my math wrong.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because he also had more interruptions.
Yeah.
Got it popped. And then time in the round got called.
Oh, that's tragic.
Yeah. Well, because then it passed to his turn. He just kind of went, oh no. Activate this. He activated like 2 or 3 cards. I had enough stuff to stop it, and I was like, okay, I got this. Pass back to me. I drew for turn. Activate effect. Time in the round has been called. Crap.
Yeah.
Activate effect of a Fog Blade my grave.
Yeah. My round 1 was I played against Virtual World. It was weird. He went first because, like every other die roll for the entire tournament, I lost this one. So my opponent goes first, and he sets 2 back rows, sets 1 monster, and passes. And I'm like, huh? What? What deck is this? Am I playing against Guru? Please, no, not Guru. So I go into my turn. I'm playing Tri Brigade. I start doing Tri Brigade combos, and it was weird because I banished his monster off Shureg, and he went okay, and it was a Virtual World monster. I was like, huh? What? That's weird. And so he just kind of, I think I OTK'd him that turn. And then game 2, basically the same thing. He set a couple and passed, and I just OTK'd him again. And I was like, that bad, huh? He was like, yeah, these hands were. I was like, I'm building houses over here, bro. So that was my round 1. It was over in about 15 minutes.
Jeez.
Or less.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah. On to round 2.
Yes, I went up against Thunder Dragon Link. Cool deck.
Okay.
Let's see. Game 1, I won the die roll. Scythe pass.
Yeah.
He really couldn't do much. He was able to actively out my board, mostly, but he just couldn't get on the Scythe Lock. And then I just kind of, my next turn, DPE came back out.
Yeah.
Poke for 25. And he went, oh. Looked at it, the 1 card he had in his hand, his empty graveyard for the most part, and just went, yeah, let's just go game 2.
Yeah.
Game 2, he, like, set some back row, did a couple things, I hand trapped him out, he went, okay, pass. At that point, he had 1 card set, I just Cosmic Cycloned it.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had seen him, make the Verte before.
Yeah.
So I was like, he's probably going to try and Scythe Lock me, so I'm not going to let him do that, and I sided in the Cyclones.
Yeah.
I ended up just Cosmic Cycloning his 1 back row, and it was just like a set, I forgot the name of this, I think it was like a set Chaos Space or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Or a Thunder Dragon Fusion, I don't remember. It was a bluff.
Yeah.
2-0.
Yeah. Round 2, I played against PK. I, again, lost the die roll. He went first. He Scythe Locked me. I had no interactions. So, yeah. What are you going to do? You know?
Oh, yeah.
Game 2, I went first. I established DPE and Revolt.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of bricked. So he, like, set 4 back row and a monster and passed. And so I said, oh, you're passing? He said, yeah. I said, okay. DPE pop itself in a back row. Oh, I Lancey'd him. That's what happened. I Lancey'd him, and he passed. I said, DPE set pop 4 in a back row. And he said, oh, okay. And then I said, okay, and in your end phase, I'm going to revolt here. He said, oh, okay. Let's just go to game 3. And he went first game 3. He summoned, he went, he's normal summon Ghost Ogre, Special Kagamucha, make Cherubini, activate Cherubini, send Boots, activate Boots, banish. And I said, Ash on the Boots. And he said, okay, set 1 back row and pass. And I looked at my very underwhelming hand and went, oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah. And so I couldn't kill, but I established, I think I established DPE maybe. I don't remember quite, but it ended up getting a little bit grindy, and he ended up winning the game. So I think that was about when you walked up, and I was sitting on an open board, and when he went ham, just started comboing left and right, doing everything, and he was like, "All right, go to battle. That should be it. Swing, 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 swing," and it left me on 100 life points.
Yep, did exactly 7,900 damage.
Yep. So, it was all right. I ended up losing the game, but it was a good back and forth. You get Scythe Lock game 1. What are you going to do? Not a whole lot.
Yep.
So,
not a lot you really can do if you're a extra deck reliant deck like that.
yeah. So, what did you play against round 3?
Warrior.
Okay.
So, game 1, I lost the die roll. My opponent goes normal summon Neospace Connector, special Aqua Dolphin, activated Aqua Dolphin.
Yeah.
In my hand, I had Rhoda.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Silent Boots, Greaves, Gloves, and Cloak.
Yeah.
And he just kind of stared at that and went, "Oh boy."
Yeah.
And he ultimately decided on hitting Boots because it can just special summon itself. Right?
Right.
Well, I drew him another Boots for turn.
Nice.
But he had so much card advantage. He had like he had Avramax, which he had an Avramax and a Phoenix in Gearfried Phoenix whatever.
Immortal Phoenix Gearfried.
Thank you, Immortal Phoenix Gearfried equipped with the Phoenix Blade. So I was like, okay, I have to get through this negate, and then I have to out the Avramax. Can't be targeted. Can't be destroyed by card effects. 3k attack, and if he battles, he can just gain attack point, whatever the other monster's attack points are.
He goes big.
Yeah. Until the end of the battle, and I was like, okay, I don't think I can out that.
He goes big.
And it became Avramax Beatdown. So we go into game 2, and in between, while I was siding, I realized I had a native out for it. Again, I've had this deck built for 3 days.
Yeah.
Game 2, he makes Avramax. I out it.
Nice.
My out, by the way, is Time Thief Retour made with Shade Brigadine. So I have a trap to discard and just spin it back to the top of the deck.
Yeah.
And then, we just kind of beat face back and forth. I can't OTK, he can't OTK, he can't get going, I really can't get going, lots of back and forth. Really fun game. But ultimately it came down to both of us top decking.
Right.
So I top decked a Fog Blade and went, okay, I can just set the Fog Blade and not have that, and not have to really worry about it. At this point, most of my PKs are banished, whatever. Pass. He normal summons, I don't remember exactly what he did, but basically he normal summoned something, I tried to activate effect, I flipped Fog Blade, activated something else, and was able to finish me off. Get back the Immortal Phoenix Gearfried and attack for game. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, it was just a really close game. I didn't have that great of a hand to begin with. I had like one PK name and then a bunch of hand traps.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. And then I just kept drawing hand traps from there.
I was playing against your Despia opponent from round 1. I played against them round 3.
Yeah.
Game 1, he wins. I just turbo bricked. Game 2, I won through, just advantage. But game 1 went really long. It went like 16 or 17 minutes.
Jeez.
Game 2 went like 12 or 13. So we went into game 3 with like 10 minutes left, which benefits him hugely because he has native burns in his deck. Things like that. Well, I established DPE Revolt going first game 3. I established DPE Revolt. He summons a monster. I pop it with DPE. Cool. What does he do? Activate Mystic Mine. You have got to be kidding me. I am not siding enough outs for Mystic Mine. I haven't seen back row. I'm not siding things like... I sided one Duster in. That's it.
The only thing I could think of is that he sides in the Mystic Mine on game 3 entirely due to the fact that people don't see a lot of back row games 1 and 2.
I have no
and
idea.
don't side in back row hate.
No idea. All I know is, bro, he got me with that thing. That Mystic Mine hurt. So he activates Mystic Mine and he passes. And I'm like, we're passing back and forth. No attacking, nothing. I mean, just pass. Until finally, he's at his hand size limit. He's at 7 cards in hand. And he's like, all right, well, I guess I need to do something. Because we passed quick. I mean, we weren't sitting there looking, thinking. I mean, we were passing back and forth quick. And he goes, all right, summon a monster. I started doing things. And he messed up when he put that one extra monster on board. Then I could activate monster effects.
Yep.
He put a second monster on board. I activate Revolt. I go, make a Sheer Egg, banish the Mystic Mine, activate all my effects, get all my searches, go activate the hand traps that I spent 3 turns drawing into. Moss Reborn DPE.
Yep, just go ham.
Yeah, I hit him for like 10k the next turn.
Jesus.
Yeah, I left him on an open board.
Nice.
Because I was just banishing everything.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, so, and I won that game with less than a minute left. I literally had to, he passed it back to me on my turn with 1 minute and 30 seconds. I went full combo, 2 Sheer Eggs, DPE, and another monster on board, and went to battle in under 1.5 minutes. I did my entire turn in under a minute, full combo in under 1.5 minutes to go to battle and attack him for game.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it was crazy. Times like that are when I'm so glad that I have a deck that I'm really familiar with.
Yeah, exactly. So you can just kind of speed through the combos.
Yeah. That was my round 3. So at this point, I'm 2-1. How did your round 4 go?
So round 4 was up against Dino.
So was I.
Yeah. So I won the die roll. I didn't know what he's playing, so I decided to just Scythe Lock. Right? Because, he's got a thick extra deck there, whatever.
Big bungus,
cool. Yeah. So I Scythe Lock, and he just kind of goes, sure. Scythe Lock me.
Right.
And it's at that moment I knew I messed up.
Right.
So he just drops a big old Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, and
proceeds to kill you.
It runs my happy little bootay over.
Yeah.
Game 2, I actually sided out the Scythe and sided in a Lancia.
Right.
And Lancia'd him. Basically Scythe locked him, but instead of using Scythe, I used Lancia.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Kept him from getting that 1 banish, so then he goes, activate Fossil Dig. Ash. Activate Fossil Dig.
Tragic.
Grabs Overraptor. Normal summon Overraptor. Activate effect. I chain Ghost Ogre.
Bro, listen, I'm just going to say, Warriors have Rhoda, which is level 4 and lower, and it's at 1.
Yeah.
Beast Warriors have 10 key,
which is level 4 or lower,
and a hard once per turn.
But also buffs all Beast Warriors attacks by 100, which normally doesn't matter.
And it's at 1.
Yeah.
Why is Dino allowed to have one that's level 6 or lower, not once per turn, and it's at 3?
Yeah, exactly.
That's insane.
Yeah. Anyway, searches Oviraptor, normal summon Oviraptor. And I'm thinking, okay, cool. He doesn't have the Misk. So
activate Misk.
No. Then I activated Fogblade, targeting the Oviraptor when we activated Oviraptor's effect. Chain Misk.
I mean, if you got it, you got it.
Yeah. No, it was very much a case of he had it. However, whenever he entered battle, He then went to attack with with Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Activate a second Fog Blade.
Huh.
And he went, oh no. Okay, let's just go to game 3.
I mean, it'd be like that.
So we went to game 3 with 5 minutes in time. He goes first. And he just kind of... I don't remember exactly what he did, but it really doesn't matter. Because he messed up... He did mess up his combo, but his combo took so long. We only had like a couple minutes left, so I kind of sped through my combo quickly. He was able to burn me somehow. No, I activated Verte at that point because I knew I couldn't OTK, so I was like, okay, I'll just lock him again and then attempt to go for game. Because when I looked up, we had like 10 minutes on board.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool. So, pass turn, Lancia lock him, whatever. He messes up his combo. He even admits it, and then time of the round gets called.
Dang.
There's nothing I could have done because had I not Verte'd to Lancia lock him, then he just would have gone full board and OTK'd me.
Right.
If I do, at that point, his combos take so long, I still losing time.
Yeah, it's kind of not a great situation there.
Yeah, particularly against Dino.
Yeah. I played against Dino in my game, and he went first because, I lost the die roll every single round today. So he goes first, and I want to say he just like... He activated Lost World. He activated Lost World. Normal summon Oviraptor. Gets the token. And searches Misk. And he starts doing things. I don't even remember what I had. I just had enough hand traps to stop him. And next turn, I OTK'd him. So, game 2 is where things got funny. He goes first. Set 1 pass. I normal summon Celestial. Attack.
Okay.
He says, okay. Activate. He goes to his turn. He activates Lost World. Normal summons Petitrodon. Summons a token to my field. Petitrodon to attack the token. And he destroys a Baby Sarosaurus from the deck to protect the token with Lost World's effect.
Mm-hmm.
And I ash the Baby Sarosaurus. And he goes, well, guess I'm not doing that. And then he goes, pass.
Oh, no.
I go, Dasher, attack the Petitrodon. Dasher's effect on declaration, pop the Lost World. He goes, yeah. He goes, Petitrodon's effect. I said, called by the grave.
Lord, you had everything.
No. I had nothing. I normal summoned Celestial.
But no. I mean, you had everything you needed.
Oh, no.
In this exact situation, however.
Oh, it gets so much funnier.
Oh, no.
He goes, okay. He goes back to his turn. Normal summons Oviraptor, Effect Veiler. Okay. Pass. And I hit, then he runs over my Celestial. I said, okay. Draw a Dasher for turn. Okay. All right. I see how it is, deck. I see. I activated, what did I activate? I activated something that lets me discard a card. I don't remember what it was. Droplet. I went to battle. And I swung with something, I forget what I normal summoned, maybe a Thoroughblade, and I dropleted the Oviraptor, discarded discarded Dasher, and then main phase 2, I set the Revolt that was in my hand, activate Celestial Engrave, draw 2. That's the stupidest way I've ever gotten those 2 to the graveyard to draw 2.
It really is. Hey, whatever works, huh?
Yeah, so... Yeah, I don't know. I literally just had all the hand traps. Oh, the 2 that I drew off Celestial, by the way, were 2 more hand traps.
Oh my god!
Yeah, his next turn didn't go well. And then next turn I drew a zoo and I was off to the races.
Yeah.
I mean, I drew a Rapier, and I normal summon Rapier, activate effect, send Thoroughblade, summon Chakanine, summon Thoroughblade back, go into a Ferrojeet, and then I want to say I activated Revolt maybe at that point. I don't know. I don't remember what I did. The point is I won the game that next turn.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was weird. It was weird. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was weird.
That does sound incredibly weird.
So at this point, I am 3-1.
Yeah. So round 5. Bless you.
Excuse me. Ooh.
Bless you. Ooh. Was up against Sword Soul. So I win the die roll. I go first. I just Scythe Lock. And he just kind of looks at me and goes, "That's a problem." And he was still able to like do stuff, just not what he wanted to do, you know?
I mean, yeah, he can't really do any of the things that he wants to do if you Scythe locked him.
Yeah, but he was still able to like run over the dag die left on board and okay, cool, whatever.
Right.
And it was just kind of a slow beat down from there. He did at one point burn me with Mongwan,
Yeah.
and that was all the damage he dealt.
Yeah.
Game 2, that game went really long, by the way, because it was still very back and forth. Because he also opened a lot of hand traps.
Yeah.
He just saved them because he knew I wouldn't be able to at least kill him this turn, and he figured he'd be able to have a follow up. He had a follow up, so that game went real long. I'm talking 35 minutes. Sheesh.
Who ended up winning?
Me.
Okay.
Yeah, we went into game 2. I made my board past. Well, no, he went first. He made his board past. I broke his board, but couldn't OTK because he used way too much resources trying to break the board.
Yeah.
I didn't open any hand traps. Didn't open my Dark Roll and Morse. Couldn't just one card break the board. Go whatever. Cool. And it kind of goes back and forth for the remaining like 5 to 10 minutes of the game. And then time the round gets called and I win.
Okay.
And what I did is I waited until he activated Long One. And then I DP popped the Long One.
That'll do it.
So he couldn't burn me for that. So he couldn't burn me.
Yeah.
So that second game, I just my game plan became just kind of don't let him burn me with Long One, but still try to OTK, still try to go for game.
Right.
Just keep him off a Long One, and everything will be fine.
Right.
Everything was fine. I won.
Round 5, I played against Cyberse Eldritch. So for those that don't know, the Cyberse Eldritch is basically it's Scythe Lock Turbo, which I mean it's fine, I guess. My opponent was actually a teammate from Team Darkroom Dealings, and he went first because again, you know, I lost the die roll. So he goes first, he Scythe locks me, not a lot to do there. Go to game 2. We go to game 2, and I go first, and I establish a DPE, but it's really just like not enough, and he just has combo. So, yeah, I mean...
Not much you can do there.
Yeah. So... I mean, he establishes combo, and then he establishes a Golden Lord, and it's like, okay, well, that's the game, you know? So, but yeah, that's it. That was my whole round 5. I lost in about 20 minutes.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was not pretty.
I mean, it is what it is, man.
So at this point, I was 3-2, and basically my hopes of topping are gone at this point.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
How'd your round 6 go?
So, round 6, I was actually up against Chris of Team APS. He was playing Live Twin. Super fun game the entire time. Back and forth. I'd set up a board, he'd break it. Set up a board, then I'd break it and set up a new board. It was just back and forth the whole time. Let's see.
Yeah, Chris. I've known Chris for a while. He is a super cool.
Yeah. Let's see. I lost game 1 pretty handedly, actually. He had a lot of hand traps. I had no extenders. My opening hand had both Dasher and Celestial in hand.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and I literally drew Dasher, Celestial. Okay. And then drew a Jackalope.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, if I can at least get one more extender, I have plays. I can still play. I'm still in here.
Right.
Drew a Boots. Okay. Get a PK name. I got it. Cosmic Cyclone. No, not Cyclone. It was a hand trap. And I was like, oh,
I don't got it.
I don't got this.
Yeah.
Because I can just activate Jackalope, and either way I get a level 3 on board. But then there's a 2 in 5 chance DP dies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not good. And I go, well, I'll take that chance. And he ended up pitching Dasher.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, of the two, that's the one I want to get pitched.
Yeah.
So I got level 3 on board, kind of did as best I could. Couldn't Scythe lock him, of course. I didn't know he was on Live Twin, but even still, going first blind, that's my goal, is just Scythe lock.
Yeah.
And then it was just kind of, Sunny Snitch beat. Third 300, tag out during the battle phase, 22, get a pop and a draw, 22, then 11-11, pass.
Yeah.
And that's just how game 1 went. Game 2, I went first, Scythe lock, pass.
Yeah.
He lost that one pretty handily. It was still kind of back and forth because he was able to actually do stuff, but we fairly quickly went into game 3. Game 3 he went first, set up a board and I couldn't break it.
Tragic.
But it did come down to, kind of a back and forth. Again, that back and forth play, which is super fun.
Yeah.
Time of the round did get called, but I was at 2200 and I hadn't actually hit him at once yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had it continued going, I'm 99% sure he still would have won.
Yeah.
But there was still a bunch. But at that point, there was a bunch of plays I could have made.
Round 6, I played against Crusadia, which is basically just what's what I'm looking for. Crusadia is
Mech Knight related?
No, there is a Crusadia Mech Knight deck. This Crusadia deck was Scythelock Turbo.
Okay.
So he won the die roll because, I lost every die roll yesterday.
It happens.
Yeah, it happened frighteningly often yesterday for me. So he wins die roll. He goes, Scythelock pass. I don't really have anything to do here, so he wins game 1. Game 2, he goes, what's the word I'm looking for? Game 2, I go first, and I don't remember what happened game 2. All I know is basically I ended up, I whiffed on lethal. I established board and he couldn't get through it and he passed, and all I had to do, he started doing adventure token stuff, and I used Ghost Ogre to pop the adventure token continuous spell. So all he had was a token on board and he passed, and I somehow completely whiffed on lethal.
Oh no.
I have no idea how it happened, but what I should have done was summon Bearbrum and use Bearbrum's effect to summon back and then do it that way. And instead, I went into a Hrossvalgar, and I couldn't quite establish enough damage to win the game. So I left him on 500 life, and I lost that turn.
Rough.
Yeah, so it is what it is. I don't know. It wasn't my day.
Hey man, it wasn't my day either. To be fair, I was also playing a deck that I built 3 days ago.
I was playing a deck I was really familiar with.
Yeah.
But I had it built a little wrong. I had crossouts in. I should have sided the crossouts in main Cosmics, but whatever. It's fine.
I know. I was doing misplays left and right.
Yeah.
Now, granted, afterward, like as soon like a couple of like, it wasn't a case of I made the misplays and didn't realize it until like this morning. It was very much a case of after I had made the misplay, and then like did one or two more things, and then I realized, oh, I should have done it this way instead.
Yeah, I had a bunch of moments like that myself.
Yeah. I chop that up to just my inexperience with the deck.
I chalk it up to I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh! At a tournament of that size in 4 months, so.
Yeah, that's also fair. We also hadn't done that.
Or well, 2.5 months, whatever.
Give or take. A while. It had been a while at that point.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. That's the tournament report. Let's take a quick moment to talk about our locals, though. ETB Games in Alexandria, Louisiana. This is actually not where we went for the tournament yesterday. It was somewhere else. But ETB Games is your one-stop shop for all things card game related, whether it's Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Digimon, whatever. You can get all your singles, your sleeves, your binders, your deck boxes, your bulk storage boxes, whatever you need, as well as you can also get all of your tabletop figurines, books, the big mats that you lay out, all those things that you need, and it's a good environment to go hang out, play video games, whatever you want to do. So please be sure to check out ETB Games. They have a link down in the description down below if you want to buy from them online. And let's talk a little bit about Master Duel some more.
Yes. So there was a interview with the senior producer, Kotaka Kenichi.
Yep.
Of Master Duel. This interview was done by 4Gamer, so we have the cliff notes from that. Let's see. So couple of like I said, these are just cliff notes, real quick. Master Duel officially went into production during spring of 2019, so it was in production for roughly 2.5 years.
That makes sense. I say it makes sense. It doesn't make that much sense, but
I guarantee you that a lot of that was just programming in all the rulings.
I mean, rulings, animations.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an expansive game. There's a lot that goes into it, but
and nearly 10,000 cards.
Yes, but that said, it still feels pretty lacking.
Yeah. Let's see. Duel Links was designed to be easy to play on mobile platforms, and meant to increase the number of Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans and card game players. Also, considerations for producing something along the lines of Master Duel began immediately after the launch of Duel Links.
Right.
So they were in talk about this as soon as Duel Links launched.
Right. So they launched Duel Links, which was like designed for the easy mobile platforms to like increase fans, and then Master Duel was designed to like take things to the next level.
Yeah.
So it was designed specifically to be like, okay, let's get everybody involved and everybody interested through Duel Links,
and then have everyone shift to Master Duel, and then eventually onto paper.
Right. Which, to be honest, worked.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely works.
Because you get a ton of people involved in Duel Links. I mean, look at the streamers and stuff that streamed Duel Links content forever, and now they're switching over to Master Duel, and as a result, there's a huge boom in the digital consumption of Yu-Gi-Oh! So.
Oh yeah. Master Duel was also conceived of as being a game that would be enjoyable for both competitors and spectators, and that's why all the fancy, flashy animations.
Right, and which again makes sense, because what they want to have is they want people to be able to sit down and watch Master Duel on like a Twitch stream or something,
and kind of understand what's going on.
And even if they don't, be entertained by it.
Yeah, at least entertained by all the flashy colors and,
Yeah, and I think MBT put it best when he was talking about the way that things look in Master Duel. When you have all of these cards and things hitting the field hard like they do, and these effects resolving, the chain links well animated,
and that nice big thump whenever you hit something.
Yeah, it makes it really easy to perceive momentum in the game.
Even if, like, let's say you attack into a monster that's in defense position and you can't, and your monster's too weak, even that little tink sound it makes, still has that feeling of back and forth, flow and ebb.
Yeah, and it really does make it to where you can understand, like I said, being able to understand the tempo of the game from a spectator perspective is really key when making this enjoyable from that perspective of, okay, well, I'm just sitting here watching. I'm not really,
Yeah.
I haven't really played Yu-Gi-Oh in a long time, but wow, this looks really fun and cool, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Next little thing was I lost my spot. Here we go. Okay. One of the hardest things for developing the game was ensuring crossplay and how the game would work on consoles and smart devices. That's a fair point.
Yeah, I mean, it
Because like
takes
on
time.
because on a smart device you don't have as many resources as like a computer or a PlayStation 5 or even a Switch for that matter.
Right.
So they had to make sure everything was optimized but still looked nice.
Which is really weird because I haven't played Master Duel on my phone personally yet, but from some of the people that have played it that I've seen, playing Master Duel on mobile, you'll play one match, it'll eat 10% of your battery.
Yeah.
It'll make your phone feel like it's been in the oven for an hour. I mean,
No, it's definitely very resource intensive even on phones, but there's only so much they can do.
yeah, but I mean, maybe the solution wasn't to put it on mobile.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah, it probably runs a lot better on like an iPad or something.
Probably, yeah.
More like a tablet. Let's see. Also, solo mode was a later addition, as the game was originally intended solely for hardcore duelists, but they found PvP alone made the game a little bit too hardcore.
I would agree with this, and I think solo mode was an excellent addition.
Oh yeah, no, because then you get to play all kinds of really neat decks you wouldn't normally even bother building. Like like Karkuri and Geargia.
Yeah, Gem Knights, etc.
Yeah. Then then they also get to write off these really neat little stories behind these monsters. Like the Karkuri story, I think is absolutely fascinating. Because there's a lot of storytelling that there's only so much storytelling they can do in exclusively a picture format. This kind of lets them expand on that. Like I said, like with the Karkuris being, machines made for war, the war ended, and so now they're just normal villagers.
Yeah. And I mean, seeing the development of the storyline for the World Chalice stuff and seeing how that's going to develop in the long term is pretty interesting in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it's super cool to actually get to experience that as opposed to just seeing the pictures and with no explanation. You kind of have to guess.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next, since Master Duel is intentionally international, the game will have its own forbidden and limited list separate from the OCG and TCG.
Right. So,
which is bad.
yeah, I'm not a fan of this. I'm just going to be honest. I think that they should have these multiple different formats here where you can play Master Duel Standard, or you can play TCG,
or OCG,
right,
or play Edison or Teledad.
There's really not a lot of reason not to put a bunch of different alternative formats in the game.
Outside of it's a lot of extra work that they just don't want to pay for.
Yeah, but still,
it'd make Master Duel more popular.
Yeah, and something else that is worth considering is that all of the how do you say this? I'm trying to figure out what the best way to put this. The thing is, with the life cycle of this game being so long term, I think that there is a reasonable expectation that in the long term they'll have more of these alternate formats and more of these different ways to play the game.
Yeah. Different ways to throw cardboard around, figuratively. Let's see. Master Duel is intended at the very least to be an event at Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship. Okay. And the game is also designed to have tournaments that will make you want to use as much of the card pool as possible, not strictly stick to one at metagame deck. Okay, so that explains like the special tournaments that they had going on not too long ago, whereas like you can only use Exceeds monsters or only fusions, because then you kind of have to go, okay, well, I mean, there's going to be obvious winners for each one of those, you know. But it also means that people who don't play those decks are going to be like, okay, well, I'm going to build this deck because this is a little more interesting. Like for Exceeds, the obvious winner there is Zoo. But somebody might go, well, no, I'm going to play Phantom Knights, or I'm going to play, which is also a great Exceeds deck. Granted, it's Phantom Knights without Rusty Bardiche, but, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes people think, okay, well, I could play this deck, I could play this deck, blah, 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 blah. So,
Yeah.
also a synchro tournament without access to, it's like all the really cool synchro support that came out of, what was the name of that set?
Synchro Storm?
No, no, it was, terrible at names. It's the set that Small World came in.
Oh, if you hadn't said
You
that...
too! Yeah, it was the one where the box art was a new form of, like, where they try to make Majestic Dragon good.
Wait, the one that Small World came in?
Yeah, what I just said!
That's
It
the
had
one-
Sword Soul?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, without that set. Synchro tournaments are kind of sad.
Hold on.
Yeah,
I'm gonna know this.
Yeah, as soon as he sees let's see, he whips out a Sword Soul and sees the set.
Burst of Destiny.
Burst of Destiny, thank you. Like, a synchro tournament without Burst of Destiny, it's kind of, in my opinion, it's kind of lame.
No,
'Cause
I
you don't-
mean, you still have, like, you can run, like, a Crystron engine. You can run... I mean, there's other engines you can run.
You can't run Halka Fibrax.
So? You can still run the rest of the Crystron cards.
You could also run, like, Mathmax. That'd be cool.
Mathmax are an Xyz deck.
I thought they were a synchro deck.
No, they're an Xyz deck.
Dang.
I mean, they're both.
Yeah, okay. It's Exceeds that help push synchros. Okay.
And links.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, there's definitely gonna be synchro decks that are viable here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Long story short, like, even under just you can only use one type of extract monster, there's going to be clear, obvious winners. But because of the way the card pool's set up, you can make arguments for, well, this deck can also still kind of do well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that also suggests they're going to have, like, other types of tournaments like that. Then of course the fact that it's going to be at a Yu-Gi-Oh World, going to be at the Yu-Gi-Oh Worlds, is also interesting because they're going to make it. I guess they're going to make it kind of like a side event, which is still cool, like just an extra side event that people can do remotely from home.
Yeah.
Kind of gives people the ability to participate in a Yu-Gi-Oh World Championship without actually participating in Yu-Gi-Oh World Championship.
Yeah.
They don't have to pay all that extra money to fly out to wherever it's at, get a translator, learning the language, or, getting a English to whatever dictionary. If it's not in English-speaking country, we're English speakers.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Without all that extra cost that you would normally have to take on yourself.
Yeah.
Let's see, and the very last little note is, yes, the game is intended as an esport.
So, I think that a lot of this interview and a lot of this breakdown can be described as, and I've got the actual full interview here in front of me, and there's a lot more to it, like a lot more to it than what is said in this article. First of all, the answers to these questions are as of January 11th.
Yes.
So,
nearly a month ago.
Yeah, it cannot be understated that the answers to these questions are from before the release of the game.
Yeah, the official release, yes.
Yes. So that's the first thing to start to like really take into account here. And the other thing is that none of this is finalized.
Of course not, but that was of the game, which a lot of that was just how they had planned to have the game set up on release. And then there's like a little bit here and there about where they're going to take it.
Right. And it's important to note that while, yes, it says here that currently, there's nothing indicating best of 3 at this time, that's not to say that there won't be in the future.
Yeah, they're not like in the office right now talking about it.
Right. So it's kind of difficult to say where the game's going to go from here and how it's going to progress, because we really don't have a full sense of what they want the game to be.
Yeah. we don't know what their vision for Master Duel is.
Right.
Outside of make us lots of money.
Yeah, which is understandable. I still think that there's things that they could be improving. I would like to see a best of 3 format, things like that, and I would like to see the ability to switch between TCG, OCG, and standard.
Yeah, and then also
formats.
like Goat, Edison, Teledad, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, it would be really nice to be able to switch around between the different formats like that to go and play retro formats. And we've seen through data mining that they already plan on implementing things like the different cups, the Synchro Cups, the Xyz Cups.
Yeah. And they're also going to, they're going to be adding in all the stuff from Burst of Destiny fairly soon.
Yes.
Relatively soon, anyway.
Burst of Destiny and Synchro Storm.
Okay.
So the Baron de Fleur stuff.
Yeah. So basically, you'll be able to play full on Sword Soul.
Right.
Yeah.
The issue, though, is we don't know when we're going to be getting TCG exclusive stuff like B Troopers.
If we're even going to get them at all.
I mean, I would imagine that we're going to get them at some point.
We'll probably get them to Master Duel when the OCG gets them.
Maybe, but man, I would hope they wouldn't wait that long.
Yeah. At the same time, I think it's a case of they don't want to have it, and then the OCG gets super excited about it, and then them decide to never release it over there.
Right.
And then
the thing is, the second B Trooper gets released in the OCG, Maxi is getting banned.
Oh, absolutely. Which is why I think they're kind of like, we don't want B Trooper in Master Duel, we don't want B Trooper in the OCG.
Well, I mean,
because then all of a sudden you have a searchable Maxi.
Yeah, they have to take their time and make sure that, because they usually have a set each year that's nothing but TCG imports.
Yeah.
So they'll have that set's usually in the summertime. So they'll have a set maybe in the middle to the end of this year that will be all the TCG imports of the B Trooper stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens when B Trooper gets released over there.
Oh, yeah.
But I have a feeling that it's going to be really good.
Oh, yeah. Again, because searchable Maxi.
Yeah.
They'd have to limit or ban Maxi over there just to,
Then again, with them having Fusion Destiny banned, that takes a lot away from that deck.
It really does, because they don't have access to DPE.
Yeah, so. That is all of my thoughts on this game, though.
Yeah. I think my thoughts have been covered pretty well, too.
Yeah. Let's start with the podcast question of the day.
Woo!
So, the last podcast question of the day was, if you were able to give a structure deck to one archetype, which would you choose? And we had a lot of great responses in the Twitter on Twitter. Mm-hmm. We had one for Yang Zings. We had one for a musical Jijin's deck.
Oh.
Like an actual, real structure deck, not just a starter deck for the musical Jijin's.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like Tempo and Zerthan and things.
Yeah, give them their own full archetype as opposed to
right
a starter deck that had Utopia, but then also them.
Yep. We also have Mermail, not like Atlanteans, but like Mermail with maybe a couple of Atlantean reprints, maybe.
Yeah.
But, Mermail.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
An Invoke structure deck. Please God, no, don't ever do this. That's the last thing we need is more helmet deck. Dark Scorpions.
Oh, that'd be neat.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be bad, but it'd be cool.
Yeah. Scraps. X-Sabers. That would have been a great one back in the day, but I don't know how good that would be now. Gishki or Cyber Angels. No. I'm tired of ritual decks.
Yeah.
Gren Maju, which is not really like an archetype, but I guess it's a strategy.
Yeah. Green Maju strategy structure deck would be really cool. Maybe with a new alt art of Gren Maju.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Generators or Odd Eyes. Generators would be cool.
Oh yeah, no, generators are super cool.
Yeah.
As a concept.
Magistus or Evil Twins. Evil Twins would actually be kind of a cool structure deck.
It really would. Magistus would also be neat, but not as cool as Live Twin.
Yeah.
But like if they were to release Live Twin one, I would have them then like I would also then have them do kind of a cosplay to Twitch stream basically.
Yeah.
With the structure deck, and then just kind of make that their new permanent thing going forward.
Yeah. Then we have X-Sabers or Thunder Dragons. The Silent archetype, like the Silent Magicians and Silent Swordsmen.
Oh, that'd be neat.
That would be a really cool one. Another water structure deck with some of the new Mako cards. That would be cool. We just have to get the Mako cards first.
Yeah, exactly.
Black Wings. Yes, please.
Blackwing structure deck would be super cool.
Yas. Satellar Knights. Another Satellar Knight or Cosmo. Weather Painter, Artifact, Triamid, Reptilians, Shiranui, Raid Raptors, Mecha Phantom Beasts.
Oh, super cool options.
Yep. A Pyro Retrain structure deck. Aliens, Gem Knights, more Mecha Phantom Beasts, Rikas, Fluffles or Artifacts, Kaijus. A Kaiju structure deck would be really cool.
Oh, you know, it really would.
A Paleozoic structure deck, Melfies, Ogdoadics, Archfiends. Yeah, I mean, just a lot of really cool ones that I never would have considered.
Oh yeah, and that's part of the reason why we do these.
Yep.
Because then you got lots of really cool ideas.
Yep. And the podcast question of the day, in the Discord server, we got some other cool ones like Bujins, Satellar Knights, Dragon Rulers or Red Eyes, and Shiranui. Interesting. Mm-hmm. I think I would have to give one to Geargia, give him another one.
Yeah, give them like a retrain structure deck like they've done with like Parshath and
yeah,
like give the Geargias another one because
more Geargia support.
Yeah, like give them like a Gigan X retrain maybe.
They already have a Gigan X retrain.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
XG doesn't exist.
Oh yeah, we don't talk about XG here, okay?
No XG. Doesn't exist. Never existed. I don't know what you're talking about.
Like the Avatar: The Last Airbender movie. It doesn't exist. There is no Avatar: The Last Airbender movie in Ba Sing Se.
Good. I was about to say.
What about you? What would you give a structure deck to?
Truth be told, it would probably. I've never really thought about it. It would probably be Red Eyes, just due to they haven't had... Like, Red Eyes hasn't had a structure, but neither has Blue Eyes or Dark Magician, I don't think.
Blue Eyes has, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Blue Eyes did. Yeah, so like, either Dark Magician or Red Eyes, because neither one of them have had a dedicated structure deck.
Blue Eyes had a structure deck, and it was tier 1.
Yeah, I completely forgot about it.
It won Worlds.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Well, it also...
We weren't in the game at the time.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was part another reason why. Because like I remember they got one where they got the Blue Eye Synchro Monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Well, this one came out in 2016.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you know. Then later they got another one. So
yeah.
But give Blue Eyes and Red Eyes one. Not Blue Eyes. Dark Magician and Red Eyes one.
I think if they came out with Dark Magician and Red Eye structure decks, most of the player base would collectively sigh and roll their eyes, though. That's the only thing.
Yeah. Fair enough, but again, it was just, to kind of make it fair because, well, Blue Eyes got 2.
No, I really think Blue Eyes only got 1.
Maybe?
I really think it was only 1.
Because I remember there was one where they were given the Synchro Monster, and that was when they were given Maiden with Eyes of Blue. And I very distinctly remember that existing, because I remember having copies of Maiden with Eyes of Blue, because I bought the structure deck for something else that was in it. And that's what I remember, but I could also be misremembering.
I thought that those cards were in, like, Legendary Collection Kaiba or something.
Maiden got reprinted in Legendary Collection Kaiba, and then all the rest of them came with it. But I do remember Maiden. Yeah, hold on. Let's fact check. Let's fact check my horrible memory.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's what I remember. But like I said, they've been like I said, Blue Eyes has already been given 1 or 2 structure decks.
Okay, so there was 2 of them. There was a 2013 Saga of the Blue Eyes White Dragon.
That's the one I'm remembering.
Okay, and then there was like a 2016 one. that ended up making Blue Eyes like tier 1. Or maybe there was a set released in 2016.
Maybe both.
The point is, they've already got a structure deck.
Yeah. So I think Red Eyes and Dark Magician should also be given at least one structure deck just to make it fair. At least Dark Magician, come on.
Nah, I'm good. Anyway, today's podcast question today for today's episode is, what cards are you looking to get from the new set Battle of Chaos? You can find a place to reply on Twitter and on our Discord server. And that's all I got. Have a good one, everybody.
Take care, everybody.